Good evening. This is the Elliott Wave Daily Update for the Nasdaq 100 and the S&P 500 for Tuesday, June 4th, 2024. There's not much to be adding. The markets did trade well, both to the downside and then to the upside, but remained within the range set by yesterday. So, kind of a quick update. What I'm really going to start to do, at least on our daily update, is start to focus on that daily picture and the intraday picture. And so it's going to actually be more in line for day traders and swing traders. And the reason being is that my focus is going to be moving away from necessarily a more detailed look on YouTube and still putting it out there, but doing it in the way of membership. So it would be, the daily would just be really honing in on this intraday picture. So we're going to start here on the Nasdaq. And I'm on the 4-hour chart just because I want to show that it's a minute fifth wave that we remain engaged with. That's the immediate little bit one up degree that's in force right now. And that minute wave 5 will be completing a minor wave 5, and then one up will be completing an intermediate third wave. Now that's kind of the lineup. 1 degree less would suggest that it's running up to to finish minor wave 3, and that we still get then a minor fourth wave correction. And the difference will be quite a bit, and I will talk about that. Because the difference would be that we would be looking for a pullback into this level. From wherever the market decides to top out, we'd be looking for that pullback to bring us down here. That would be on a minor degree. So if we bump it up 1 and we put it on the intermediate degree, then we're looking for a much bigger correction. And that would still be with an additional run up to all-time new highs yet again. So a lot to happen. Focusing now right here on our 4-hour chart, just so we can see we're in minuet waves 1, 2, 3, and 4 are complete. We're in minuet wave 5. Within that fifth wave, it does appear that what we got was wave 1, and then an A, B, and likely come back down to a C wave. And it'll be a big flat, so staying again inside a box, again for likely another day. It is all a part of this minuet wave 5. Now, I've left open this potential because there are times when the selling is pretty steady and deep, and for whatever their reason that they're doing it. So allowing for it would suggest here the following. So now I'm going to come down. I'm going to bring it down to the 1-hour chart, and we'll take a look inside here. So again, that's the 3. This is the 4, minuet. And now we're in wave 1, sub-minuet wave 1, A of sub-minuet wave 2, B of sub-minuet wave 2, and we likely have a C wave yet to do, which is going to bring us down back right here, 18,437. Now, if that does not hold and it needs a little additional room, then we have additional support down below at 18,351. And that would be the A, B, C, and we put a 2 underneath it, open the door for a third wave, which again should be nice and strong and very tradable. So we get these moves, and they should come in back to back, like we got a good one going here. So while the difference, or let me just say also that where we're at could be that we had the 4 and we had a 1, 2, but then see, this can't be. It could be 1, 2, but that has to go. And it really should not have stopped there. So you can see there's a lineup that you could just keep going. And then there's one that we come down here first, possibly down to here, and then go. Now, what the expectations would be, we need to wait to get. Right now, we're basing it on that this low won't get broken. And this was 18,430, let's say 436. So the support was at 37, it got down to 35.75. So I would expect it to hold again. And on that basis, here are the fibs for a continuation of a third wave. Even if it comes back down and holds it again, we still would leave these the same. Now, so coming up, all of these levels right in here, I would suspect would be broken because the objective of the overall pattern suggests that we're going to go above 19,023, which I believe is that high. Yeah, 23. And on up towards 19,135, 19,167. That's that other one. I'm just going to leave it there for right now, but these are our resistance levels. Now coming in back to this level, which is that inside third. If we're in it now, then this I wouldn't expect, but this is just going to get us to that high. We need it above that high, and that brings us up into these areas. I'm sure that I'll probably also be able to get maybe a couple more points that'll fill in this blank, but otherwise we've never been up there, so I don't have a spot to pin to say this is resistance, that is resistance. It all is Fibonacci related. So, but right now, 100% is 18,950. 1.6518, and that would again would be this internal third wave, is 19,267. That's high. I think that, well, could the market do it? Yeah, but it's 500 points in between, tomorrow and Friday with all the employment data. Well, maybe. If the employment data comes out, the algos will go nuts, and it should probably take us back above 19,000. That part I'll give it. And then we'll deal with the actual pattern inside. But right now, resistance, 18,753, which is again just where we got today. And then 18,923, 18,950, 19,023, which is the previous high. And I probably would bump that a little bit and call it 19,020 to 19,030, 35 up in there. And then kind of black hole-ish, but then it comes back out at 19,135, 19,135, and then on. So plenty of upside room. Strength should follow through if indeed this is going to be wave one, and wherever this ends, whether here or even here, wave two. So that is the Nasdaq, and the moving averages, on the 1 hour. Let's go take a look at the 4 hour chart. See where they are there. 200 still okay. We need that. Well, we need this. We need the 13 and the 20 to get itself back above that 4 hour 50 and get that back in alignment so that we make it clearer, market, that you're going to get a go up 19,000. Let's leave it at that. Over in the S&P, basically the same pattern, but here, I do believe, which is giving the shake over towards the Nasdaq. It's like really which one or what degree, and that kind of stands for both. Except here in the S&P, I don't want to open up the longer term chart, but it's like as I counted it, what we're finishing up is minor wave 3. So again, we are in minute wave 5, which is the up cycle phase. And within that, we have completed minuet waves 1, 2, 3, and 4. So we are in minuet wave 5 up to complete minute wave 5 up to complete minor wave 3, which is still finishing an up move. So in both, but it depends on the degree, but in both the Nasdaq and the S&P, I'm looking for this to complete a new highs, but set the stage for a little bit larger of a pullback, not the ultimate, not a death spiral. May feel like it a time or two, but I don't believe that that's what's going to happen. And then we reach a low, and I've given the levels on the weekly update, and then march higher again. So yes, it's going to be worth trading to the downside. Yes, if we stay focused on intraday or if we stick with the intraday trading and the swing trading, I think there should be plenty to do. And the moves can be quick and they can be very profitable. That's going to be the important part. Not the wave pattern, just follow the price action. And if you're understanding that we're in a particular phase either up or down. Like when now we're looking for a 3, we should have more moments with somebody, whomever, as a group, as a whole sector thing, come in and just move the market. Sort of like what they did about 2 o'clock today. They just kind of came in, time to buy, and bing, 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 and up it went. Produces some really good trades. Now, back here, 4-hour chart, 3, 4, looking for the 5. Going to come down to the 1-hour chart, and that's going to take us right in here. Let's open up that so we can see it. So again, there is the minuet wave 4. So minuet wave 5 projects, and this will be the color we're looking at, to 53.66. Now, sorry, but I think we need to get higher because there's the top of wave 3, and that is at 68. So where minuet wave 5 would be equal to minuet wave 1 is 53.65, and just barely, right? Just barely. So I would be looking for more, and on basis of that, the next level up is 54.66. Now, getting inside this 5th wave, if we label this wave 1 and we have an ABC, I believe it also was pretty flat. That high was 53.12.25, and this high is 53.13.25. So pretty flat. So, and you can see they really did swing it lower pretty quick and then brought it all the way back. They should have left it going down because it does appear that the market needs to put in that this would be wave 1, their top, A, B, A, B, C, B, and we have a C wave down, should be coming in flat or just a little bit, but I'm going to say flat, and that's 52.46. Let me just double check. Yeah, 52.46.47, even a little bit higher or a little bit lower. And then that would be 1, and this would be 2, and then we'd begin to launch in a 3rd wave. Now, let's just take a gander and say, well, what if this is 1 and this 2 is in and done? Well, then we're in 1, 2, and then 1, 2, 3, and then 4. It's like it doesn't really work. We'd be looking for, if this is 1, 2, this would be 1, 2, and it should not be fooling around. It should be going. So that's why I'm also saying, well, we got a possibility we're going to drop back down to here first, and then we're going to turn and we'll start to come up and we're breaking. Now, remember, 53.68. It's got to get above there to put in the new high for the minuet wave 5, and then in turn the minute wave 5, and then in turn the minor wave 3. So what's that area? Well, again, here you see we start to get a little bit into a black hole. I'm going to mention something that does tend to upset a few listeners, but 5,400 is the call right now in the SPX, and I think it's going to be 53, let's say 20 here. And so that's where this one kind of comes in at 54.21. 54.20 for the call wall. It does fit, and that is where minuet wave 5 would be 1.618 times the length of minuet wave 1 and new high. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, very possible. Above all of this, we have on the minute wave 5, 54.54 or 54.55. And could that kind of come into play real quick? A lot of stuff would have to happen within 500 stocks, or some ETFs need to catch fire, or several. We'd need to see a lot of upward play all the way up and down, but it could happen. I can't rule it out, but it could happen. And I think there's one more way up there, and that's the intermediate, and we're not there yet. So I do believe eventually we get up there. Okay. So for tomorrow, I'm leaving open the space, and if not, it may start overnight. So or it may get all the way down there and then turn and start heading back higher. Globex is noted to finish out a pattern for us and then turn the market back in the direction that we'd be looking for it to go. So leaving open the potential that we're going to first turn, go lower, find that support back down at 52.45-ish. Just cannot, as a wave 2, cannot go below there. and that's 52.05. Cannot go below 05, then it's something different. And that would be the fourth wave here is still in force. And then we'd be looking at A, B, C, A of 4, A, B, and then yeah, it should still go up. No matter what, I can't count this as 3. So that's why I do believe this 4 is done and it's going to come back to here. It kind of lines up, but hey, market has done strange things all on its own. So getting back to it, minuet wave 5. I believe it should take us through Friday, at least through Friday, if not a little bit further. So once NVIDIA is still and is a member here, and there's a couple other things that could start to collect some interest. And right now, first down, then up, then we have a little bit of a larger correction. Again, once minor wave 3 is in and we're looking for a minor 4th wave, then there is our targets, folks, right there. And it would be an intermediate. So we would put this drawing in, oops, as such. And we'd be looking right there. And I think that is the color. Yep. No, that's the minute. It would be this color. And that would be the area that we're looking like. And it's actually just the April lows. So here we are entering into June. And I do think at least probably by June expiration, again, that we could take a tumble. If we look at that high was March, the end of March, and this high was the end or mid of April. So this high, well, we're not there yet. So we're not at that high, but I'd be looking for it to go up, make the high, and then to work its way down to that low, and then do it all over again. So no matter what, where we get up to here, the expectation would be the next corrective phase would bring us back down to here, and then we go up again. Then we finish the intermediate, we come down again, and we go up one more time. So again, I believe this stays engaged. My thoughts are that we stay engaged in this upward pattern here. That we're working really not on these lower levels, but we're working through the higher levels, the 5,000 pluses. So as the longer we stay up here, the more the 5,000 in the S&P gets to be stronger and stronger support, because that's where people are parking things. So to really show that upside is staying in place, that may come up if we start getting higher and now we get above 54 and we hang out up there, then that 5,000 will move to 52. I'm pretty sure. Anyway, more detail on that as this all progresses. So for tomorrow, looking for a little bit more finish up to this small wave 2 to be followed by a pretty dynamic wave 3 kickoff. All right, next update. Oh, first of all, let me just say what's coming tomorrow in terms of the economic data. So on Wednesday, we have ADP employment, which we know can rock the world. And we have the S&P Flash Services PMI and ISM. So ADP at 8:15, S&P Flash at 9:45, ISM Services at 10 a.m. That can move, each one of them can move the market. So they're all spread out. All right. Have a great evening. Next update tomorrow.